All right, I have SBS Football on YouTube. That's why be interesting stories. My catcher say transfer window. No, the more Alcopim say league university. It's all the details and the plots. Woman in our see at the back. Now, as usual, I send you no. My brother Newton Peter Latte had a video analyst. He is a certified video analyst. But and the topic is now actually A2. Real Madrid, I am very busy in the transfer window. I'm to coach, at a host of other players. But I know I'm confirm it's a Vinicius Junior. I extended the deal and I just said, why not a long-term stay at Real Madrid after there were rumors of Arsenal being interested in that gentleman or putting cold water on those rumors and the stories now. And then Diomande, a 19-year-old boy from West Africa, Ivory Coast, from Leipzig to Real Madrid, I confirm, and also a call for a long deal. Good news for the continent of Africa. He's now the most expensive signing Real Madrid. Without Oje Ballon d'Or, but he's coming for a very bigger fee. In share the pros. Send a call Real Madrid. Two deals. He said Vinicius extended and it's a Diomande, and so also join Real Madrid. All right, meeting. Very interesting news and release expected. Say Vini Junior. About confirmation about that early because earlier it say on the board and share now positives there. But from the continent of Africa, in prison the answer Vini. Why would Madrid spend such huge figure on a 19-year-old? Meeting Yaka say on prove on the European stage. Why would Madrid want to do that?
No, Mikasa will be such a 19-year-old mechanic. But on from a chain on answer, so on a say, what could the unprove about the show? Look, number one, attackers boarding. Attackers are way valuable than midfielders and defenders. That is not to say a goalkeeper cannot command the fee, defender cannot command the fee, midfielder cannot command the fee. But comparatively, attackers always do command higher fees than the other departments. And in saying so, he's not just any other attacker. He's somebody who has really shown enough potential to belong to the top table. He earlier joined the La Liga through Leganes. He's done a bit of show in the La Liga Championship. Moving over in Germany was a good platform to explore more of his potentials, and doing so, he's brought his conversation on the level of Lamine Yamal, Michael Olise, Bakola, because in this even transfer window, whoever discards the conversation of a winger, Olise, there's always been in the midst.
This guy, a headline name will be able.
Diomande has always been in the midst, and if it happens like that, it means he's really come of age. Now, who is this boy? A young chap who really has an unsealing potential. Unsealing because
we can't determine.
But we've seen Salah. We've seen whatever he can do on the ball. We've seen top wingers like Rafael, where he has gotten to. He's not going to improve again. We've seen Kylian Mbappe move as a winger to a centre forward. We've seen a lot of revolutions. So we cannot say much about Jean Diomande apart from his visible potential. But he is commanding that fee because one, he's an attacker, a creative scoring attacker. And add that to his age, it means he's really going to command that fee. If you really want to analyze his level, think about knocking on the highest mover in terms of the African transfer list. We have big boys who've really moved.
Some legends.
Some key names in the game have really moved. But this guy comes on top of the tier. Top tier names. Diomande. So as an attacker, per his age, creative goal scorer, he's just going to command a higher fee. And the need for a right winger. Madrid tried someone like Valverde.
Rodrigo.
Madrid tried. Mastantuono. Madrid tried.
Even Adagola at some point.
Adagola always moves to the left to support. Trent has always been playing up there. So it's a vacancy that has to be filled. And who would do that job? According to Madrid, is going to be Diomande. So the need to fill that void also really forced Madrid into committing such a fee.
Okay. Now, share player, we've looked at the potential. We see that we cannot determine at this moment. Looking at how demanding Real Madrid, do you think that he's the right guy for Real Madrid, and fee media we don't have to even discuss because who will suitors like Liverpool, Paris Saint-Germain, obviously a costume. What can become of him? But the history of Madrid, youngsters, any or more years ahead of him.
It can go on any way.
Okay.
This deal. When we say this, it's not cursory. Somebody might have my words as cursory words. Will be a fellow starting a brown Madrid. Now, maybe you didn't know can say. I bet me a fight. I bet me a jago. I just don't to coin or be the jago for no case. Bet me right now. You don't want to hear those words. Oh, now Uncle Drew a cursory words. One. Men pennies are so by Jinaco. But Jimmy Fiona or call when I can for better shit. Your fitness would always has to be the optimum. 70% plus always. Kaka, if you're halfway, you're not going beyond the limit.
Eden Hazard,
you're not going beyond the limit. Gary Bale, you do your best, but it will still not be enough.
Like I say, a lot will depend on boy.
Those are established players. Let's talk about youngsters. Vinny, when he came in, he was taken out of loan to play at the Casilla for 1 season or so and come back. Casemiro, he went to FC Porto. Odegaard never came back after the loan series and all of that. He never came back. There's one boy, he's from Basque. Alonso Mukrumo, Alonso Mukrumo, not Bonai. Yaramandi, Ezia Yaramandi. A good player, so.
Even Masantuano,
Masantuano has just left. Hendrick has always been crying on the bench because before Hendrick came in, he was more established than this guy, Diomande. Hendrick was a Brazilian superstar. Brazilian superstar, listen to that. Like Neymar popped up. Like a Ganso popped up, like key players and a popular San Andre. But when you go to Madrid, it's a tough surviving grounds.
You need to be
when you survive ready. You survive as a legend.
One survival, so
faster. You will need to leave. So it can go away. But for the Jose Mourinho factor, his love for African players, his love for black players, not to talk about racism now, but his love for black players and his energy to survive at Madrid. He knows this guy has a potential. That's why he convinced Vinicius to stay. At any other season, any other era, Vinicius would have left. Especially that issue against Benfica in the Champions League and all of that. Jose would have said, let him go. Not that. But he needed Vinicius and he needs him. So he had Diomande potential and Jose would need him. And I feel Jose's presence and his psychological level as a coach that we've seen, he can really help the boy.
Now look at Vinny. Vinny has stayed. Maybe when speculation started, I felt that all the Pesika can see from Real Madrid because Arsenal at this stage I adhere, but I don't think so. Now Vinny. Vinny stays in the scope of almost signings, almost signing as many as 6. Even when they say a desperate moment, they want to reclaim the European trophy. Oshe coach or Mafana. What does Vinny staying mean or do for Real Madrid?
Okay, say almost signings, I wanted to have a say, but what tackle and Tevaka say your opinion. Meaning when you say signings and you're desperate, you're desperate. Signings and you're season and you may help. But another server signing or back of wow Fifi. Jude is not a 10. Jude is a second striker. You can't say 10. 10 is different from second striker, even though they all operate in the same area, the same zone. But 10 loves to have the game, build the game for other players. On one the other will need you can eat. I'll join you. But these guys, English players, or bonus is than you almost second striker, or bonus is Firmino. If you don't score, I can score. Don't worry if you're not scoring. If you're not informed, I'm always informed. Jude Bellingham mentality. The mentality is what you do when you have the ball or not. Jude loves to score. He doesn't love to create for you, create. And when you close the game, Jude, what did you do? I created, I passed. That's what Jude. His mentality is a second striker.
I want to score.
They need someone who can create the game. If chances come, fine. If they don't, I'll love to make the game for other players. So that's Bernardo Silva as number 10. They have him. He can also augment on the left channel or the right. He's really grown into the game. He can also help in other areas. So it's a paramount signing, not really a desperate one. I'll put it. That remains your opinion though, but I wanted to have a tackle on that. And number 2, we know Trent hasn't really fixated himself like what he did at Liverpool.
Dumfries come.
Competition. Dumfries a proven right back at the top. Profile for profile. Madrid are not getting it, but they have somebody who can run and maraud the flanks. It also solves the problem on the right channel as a number 7. For then you can also play on that part. That said, where are the other signings?
Ibrahima Konate.
Konate, you know the centre back positions. Asensio has never been trusted. One of the games, Madrid, we have Man City also. One of the games. Only Asensio called. The big Shakunya. To field and some Asensio better now. They haven't trusted him. You'll be looking for a top proven mentality.
But I'm saying
consistencies are part of the young players' games. Inconsistency, I should say. I can't crank, especially centre backs. That is why Kubasi at the end of the year a bit unreal. No, Sabi say lose form naturally. That was happening.
What is it? 19 years.
19, yeah. Wow. But since you send the end more natural, Kubasi the end natural.
As you actually know, demon or
and confidence in you natural. It's a sort of lose form. No, not quite pick up. Sign out karate. But he's not playing like he's playing like we be a mature game. No, that. Oh, yeah, Jumano. And
Vinny stay.
Vinny stay, you know. Another finale. Madrid Chelsea Diomande. How on earth and Abaka Madrid and maintain Vinicius? Think about this. Madrid confess he can't say 100 and something improving.
Yeah.
On the peak.
Yeah.
The market value say the financial recuperation you say. How losing Vinny will commit? I don't know any person losing Vinny. Think about this.
If you want to win, you add to the quality.
You are fighting for young chap on people should paying you some money and all of that. Yet you think Vinny has to go because you're a legend. You need him right now. The coach needs him right now. Spain makes it a 4-man attack for Madrid with Vinny, Mbappe, and then Diomande. Behind them like that, you have Jude Bellingham. In a 4-2-3-1, Jude plays in between the two wingers and stays behind Mbappe. In a 4-3-3, he drops to add up to the 2, making it a 3-man midfield. That leaves Vinny, Jean, Mbappe in the final third.
Sure.
So it's good he stayed. It's good he stayed.
Is it making Real Madrid the toughest team to face? Because you have Bayern, Paris Saint-Germain.
Not yet.
They have to blend in.
This is on paper. The game is more practical. We need to wait until the season resumes and then we can.
All right. I have SBS Football YouTube. Send that be a canon. You all check a clear or subscribe it now I share the amount here. Together we grow. New team Peter Latte and I'll say the canon. You see as the stories unfold. Yabeje Brenna ya delve deep into the details of every transfer and potentially the bit me aye ama each of the clubs. Yakram.